Well, hello everybody, welcome back to episode 70 of Let's Play SpellForce Paris Reinforced. Client that's playing actually Soul Harvest and the expansion pack. The SpellForce Soul Harvest campaign we're doing. Okay, I'm IVATOPIA, it's episode 70, and carry on with Cadis. Did you ever try to make up?
Did you ever try to make up?
Yeah, recently actually. The day after we got back from the Crimson Mire.
How did that go?
Just how I expected. He gave the right answers, nodded in the right places, but walked away with that same sullen look on his face.
So in other words, yeah, I forgive you. As you walk away, you stupid idiot, I don't forgive you, but you don't know this. The scenario. I see.
I see.
Okay. What are your long-term goals?
This may sound a little odd, but I've been wondering, what are a mercenary leader's long-term goals?
Make money.
How do you plan to grow old?
Right into the deep stuff, eh? Honest answer? I don't know. I don't spend much time dwelling on these kinds of things.
Wouldn't that help?
Why? So that I can picture myself all old and saggy trying to resurrect the shriveling snake down there? No, I'll pass. The more you think about these kinds of things, the more you worry. Until I'm too weak to wield an axe and too boring to go carousing with, I don't see the point in brooding over the thought.
How's my company morale?
How's the morale of your men?
What do you mean, morale? The Queen pays us, we're happy. End of story.
Not you, though, right? You're not here for the money.
Oh, let's not do this, shall we?
Do what?
Solemn declarations of ideals, me telling you that I've changed. If my years as a mercenary have taught me anything, it's that words are worth nothing.
Okay.
If I had a penny for every time I told some rich fool what he wanted to hear because it got me where I wanted, I would be shitting in golden potties by now. So this one time, judge me by my actions, not by my words. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Are you with someone?
So, Catrice, are you with someone?
By the Guardians.
No.
Are you flirting with me?
No. Yes, maybe. Do you? No.
Not really.
I was just literally asking for a conversation piece. No. How'd you always make light of everything?
How'd you do it?
Do what? Look so dashing.
No. How do you always make light of everything? It just feels like, I don't know, nothing ever gets to you.
Huh. Let me tell you a story,
Okay.
General. Once upon a time, there was a dark elven boy.
Like you?
Like every dark elf from Calabrook, he one day found himself on a bunk bed in a dank room cut into a cave reeking of mold, sweat, and boiled cabbage.
Wow, nice.
His memories were
Very
gone
nice.
after drinking the brown liquid, and everything about his new surroundings terrified him. So that's also how he behaved. Eyes downcast, voice low and whispery. Like
Okay.
the hyenas children are, the other boys quickly caught scent of his weakness. And so only 1 week after his admission into the communes, the boy found himself surrounded by 3 other boys, demanding his breakfast ration, mushrooms and a crust of bread.
What did he do?
He handed both over, and he did the same thing the next day, the day after, and the weeks that followed.
How did you eat?
But the boys decided that merely depriving him of his food wasn't enough, and spiced up their morning visits with clouts, punches and kicks to the gut. It went on for months, until one night, the boy found himself awake in bed, so deeply terrified of the following morning that he considered giving up altogether.
He didn't, did you,
He
right?
knew where the overseers kept the brown liquid, and he also knew that one of his brothers had ended it in a similar fashion the year before by drinking 2 bottles of it straight.
Oh. I'm so. Obviously didn't do anything. What about right?
Wait, you contemplated suicide? Just because the other boys beat you up?
Were you ever a child, Erev? For boys, the approval of their peers is all there is. And not only did the boy not have that, the others hated and ridiculed him. The boy had no friends, no family, no prospect of things ever getting better. All he had was fear.
I thought he was going to turn around, but he decided to give them the black liquid so they'll forget what they were doing, and then he would act strong around them, and oh, he's one of us or something. Or he beat the snot out of them one day.
There were overseers in the communes, right? How come they didn't do anything?
That one's easy, because the whole idea of the communes is weeding out the weak.
What about Wraith? You joined the communes the same year,
Was
didn't
he
you?
the one doing that?
Wraith was one of those boys who compensated for his lack of muscle with wits. He made friends with some of the older boys by running errands for them every now and then. So when the boys who bullied me tried to pull the same stunt on him, 2 broad-shouldered 50ers showed up and showed them their place.
Smart.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
The boy didn't kill himself.
But the boy didn't kill himself.
No, because when he snuck inside the laboratories where the overseers kept the liquid, he realized something. Most of his dread was fear. The boy was afraid of the grim days that lay ahead of him. The boy didn't fight back because he was afraid of the pain they would inflict on him if he did. In short, the boy was afraid of a future that hadn't even
Was
happened.
going to though.
And then?
Then he realized that even if the future and the world were as grim and dark as he thought they were, he sure as fuck wouldn't give it the satisfaction of being afraid of them. He could spend his whole life in fear. It wouldn't change a damn thing. All that mattered was action. And on that night, he had two choices. Ending it under the assumption that it wouldn't get any better, or wiping away those fucking tears and actually doing something
What
for a
did he do?
change. The next day, when the boys came for his bread, he broke their leader's nose. They broke his hand in return, but they left. When they came back the morning after, the boy awaited them with a bottle of poison, which he threw right into their
Wow.
faces. They didn't come back after that. And a year later, they were eating out of his hand. What I'm getting at, fears and doubts are useless. You'll never change anything by worrying about it. Just do all you can, and once you have, fucking stop worrying. So, do I want to see Jakku stopped? Yes. Do I spend endless nights brooding over all the things that could go wrong? No.
No.
Even if my fight against Cerebral God will be my last one, I'll make sure I go out with a grin on my face.
Oh, that's a good way to think, I guess. Interesting, I don't buy it. Fear can also raise your awareness of dangers.
Fear can be useful, though. It can raise your awareness
That's
of
true.
dangers.
Really? Do you need to tell yourself over and over that putting your hand in a fire will burn you? You can assess the risks of a situation and act accordingly. But once that's done, focus on your actions rather than the possible outcomes.
Be something you're afraid of.
I don't buy it. There must be something you're afraid of.
I never said I wasn't. I just try to keep my fears in check, and judging by the way you perceive me, it seems to work just fine.
Yeah, he
Fair
was
enough.
scared of losing his daughter, wasn't he? And I run away because of him. It looks like he's lost her anyway. Yeah,
What about
literally there,
Shinobi?
the daughter.
Aren't you afraid of what's going to happen to her if she pursues her military career?
I had a feeling you'd bring that up.
Yep.
Yes, Erev. I am afraid. But I offered her a way out and she didn't want it. It's all up to her now,
So you
as
can
much
do?
as it fucking hurts.
So you can do. Interesting.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Glad to be of service.
But with everything, how do you always make light? Yeah, so kind of saw you. Yeah, that's the thing where he's like, are you still with me? He's like, no, no, no. Hey, nice.
I'll be going.
So long.
Find out what was going on with the Queen now, shall we? Oh, wrong way.
Well then, the Queen will want to
Oh,
report.
it was the right way.
Yes.
Why did you try and leave? Oh, to the Queen. We've still got to give you the last few attributes. So I guess you're going to be a tank, and since we've done enough to get your abilities before we can talk to the Queen. Still need to really get jewelry in that for you. What's this? Melee ability costs. Oh, maybe that would be worth it. So it's melee. Isn't that what this is basically, melee stuff? Okay, so this is your health. You're a tank. What's your weapon? Strength. So your hitting's gonna be important. Do I need to activate this? What do I need for it? That's a perk. Nope. That's 15. And he has 25. So technically I can activate one or the other once until it recharges. Guess we'll focus on strength then. 9-9. So if he hits hard he can take punishment. As for me, Because that's for her. That's my fingers cost 0. So as for me, is it strength I need? What's the skill by? Strength. I'm happy with that for now. I mean, you can technically one over. Yeah. There we go. To the Queen! I'll take a different route to her this time.
Keep it up.
I realized that could be to grab onto the boat thing.
What? And you thought you could just walk in here and all would be forgiven? You are a war criminal, Catrus Vertarth. You helped Rondor Lacane in the Purity Wars. Regardless of what your intentions may be now, the Crown does not forget.
That may be so, but she needs me. Without me, my men, and the information I have access to, you will have a hard time tracking down those sleepers you're after. That being said, once all this is over, I'll accept my punishment, whatever it is.
Oh.
But for now, please let me help you. I'm trying to do good here.
Fine. You will be granted temporary amnesty until the threat has been taken care of.
Nice.
So will your men.
Thank you. Trust me. These technologies and new men I hired will be worth their...
Tell us what you found out about the sleepers and that masked
Yeah, don't
woman.
mess around.
I think you're dealing with the Dark Crescent. A group of terrorists that separated from the Exalted Father's realm. In short, they committed over 36 terrorist attacks on the public. Though they've never been caught, we know that it's a former sleeper who's leading them. A woman with extraordinary abilities, who burned down her wellspring and everybody in it before breaking ties with the realm. She's the one you fought in that village in
It sounds
Lar.
like her. Holy fudge. What interest would they have in bringing God of Light to the world?
But what interest would a terrorist group have in bringing the God of Light into this world?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh shit, I just realised we should have put more potions. I don't have enough money now. We were supping them up quite fast, weren't we, last mission?
Since you're speaking in the past tense, I assume the Dark Crescent hasn't terrorized anyone in a while.
Correct. A year ago, they just disappeared into the shadows.
To start harvesting souls for the God of Light.
What's our agenda?
Why did this Dark Crescent turn on the Dark Elven realm? What's their agenda?
Well, that's the thing. Nobody knows. Most of their attacks seem completely arbitrary. Sometimes they targeted members of the Soul, sometimes workers, sometimes their only intent seemed to be to do as much damage as possible. Then again, keep in mind that sleepers, like all Dreamweavers, think differently than we do. There might be a logic in their actions that we simply don't understand. Yet.
True, could be. How sure are you it's them?
How sure are you it's them?
Very sure.
Wow, straight to the point. No proof. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? How come Rad doesn't know about them?
How come
Ref,
Wraith doesn't know
Wraith.
about them?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Because it only just happened 3 years ago. Just when you became an exile, in other words.
So in other words, I'm running, I'm leaving, and then she did what she did, like the day after or a week later. Tell us about the masked woman.
What more can you tell us about her? About the masked woman?
Not much, I'm afraid. Sleepers are stripped of their names once they enter the Wellsprings. All I know about her is that she's extremely
We could
powerful.
have told you that.
Probably the strongest sleeper the realm has produced in a while. But who knows? Maybe that title will go to Sorobi soon. Bloody girl. Bloody stubborn girl.
He's hurt by her.
Most powerful sleeper or not, she is made of flesh and blood, as we all are, and can thus be dealt with. What worries me more is that we are dealing with an extremist. This means she will probably not listen to diplomacy and reason.
Probably not, no. And as for the extremist part, keep in mind that sleepers are completely bonkers. They lack all empathy and humanity as we define it.
Meaning?
Meaning she probably thinks more like a construct. A golem, if that makes sense. Her brain has concluded that for whatever reason, helping Sir Evil God into our world is the right thing to do. And she's dead set on making it happen.
Then we need to fight and neutralize the Dark Crescent.
Well, then at least we know who we're up against. The Dark Crescent. The question is, how do we find them?
Well, that's the problem. As terrorists, the Crescent works from the shadows, so nobody knows where their hideout is, if they even have one. But my men are on it. We'll do everything in our power to find them, and we'll let you know once we've found
Very
something.
good.
Fine. I suppose it is the best we can do for now. You did good work, General.
You think the battle in the mirror will have consequences? Probably.
Do you think the battle in the mire will have consequences? Sarobi, Catrus's daughter, said she'd report us to the realm.
May I?
Yes.
Frankly, I doubt it.
Oh.
On the contrary, if what the Exalted Father wanted was to get rid of the Fleshkin without the involvement of the Strength, then if anything, we did him a favor. I'll grease some palms to make sure the official reports say it was just a mercenary army.
Either way,
God.
you must be very tired. Shall we reconvene tomorrow? Frankly, I could do with a small recess
Yeah,
myself.
fine. So I could use a rest, yes.
With your permission, I could use a rest, yes.
Good. Then the audience is hereby concluded. Let the ambassador know if you're ready to discuss further steps.
Okay, so basically talk to him when we continue. That's neat. I can go and check out the bloody potions again, can work. And see if there's anything he's got to say. Return to my kitty farm. So they can move around faster. Kitty time! Who's that? Anything new?
Oh, General! I'm glad you
Okay,
stopped
yes,
by.
yes.
Do you have a moment?
What is it?
Sure. What is it?
I wanted to apologize for
For
before.
what?
Before?
You do?
The last time we spoke. I realize I may have been kind of curt.
Kurt? What's that mean?
It's just, the Aliani are forbidden from having any relationship with outsiders. Even friendship.
Oh, okay.
Really? That's pretty extreme.
I suppose. But it's easy when you never come in contact with one.
Yeah, I guess it is. Why is it forbidden?
I know the Aliani don't like outsiders, but why is being friends with one forbidden?
Well, it goes back to our teachings. Indulgence, selfishness,
Teach you different
violence.
things that you don't want to do.
These are the downfall of the world. But outsiders refuse to recognize this. To befriend an outsider is to befriend calamity.
The
At
stream?
least that's what the wise women
It says
say.
little stream. If you break that rule.
What happens if you break that rule?
If the chieftain finds out, exile. Forfeiting your place in the afterlife. Our ancestors were not jesting when they made our laws.
Do you agree with that law?
Sure, but you're surrounded by outsiders now. Do you agree with that law?
No.
I'm not really in a place to disagree. My people live and die by our traditions. With my father as chieftain, I'm expected to uphold the laws, set an example for our people.
But how do you feel?
I don't know. No one's ever
Well, I
asked
just
me that
did.
before.
And there's a kitty too. Thanks for telling me.
So, you're saying we're friends?
I wouldn't go that far. I just want you to know that I'm on your side.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Actually, can you spare a few more minutes? I want to show you something.
Yeah, I guess. As long as you show me something good, not something that's not.
Sure. What is it?
Come with me.
Where are we going? You're showing me. Your pants better be staying on, just saying.
The market?
Yo, look at
Come on.
this.
I've looked at you before, and I do need some potions, so. Buy me flowers? What? You ever been to market?
Do they not have markets among the Aliani?
Very funny, General. No, I mean this herb. Here. It only grows in the Howling Steppes. We use it to make a dye. When the wind picks up, the drying cloth dances in a swirl of blue. If I had to describe the Aliani as a color, this would be it.
Feeling homesick?
A little, yeah. When I left the tribe, I knew I'd have to leave the familiar behind. I didn't think I'd find any reminders of home out here. But it's also kind of amazing. I mean, here I am, far from the steppes, and here this plant is too. We both made the journey, and all the other people and spices and goods in Greyfell, there's so much here. So much I've never seen before. The Aliani never trade with outsiders.
Welcome.
We keep to ourselves. I never knew how much I was
You
missing.
saying we stole it then, or does a trade? This is a good experience for you. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here now.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, I should head back. Thanks for listening. You know, it's easy talking to
Thank you.
For an outsider.
Yeah, for an outsider. I'll see you later.
Okay. As I'm here,
The best wares from Kalea to
which
Northampton.
one of you has potions?
Interesting.
Armors and shields. Everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords.
I'll see that he wants to talk to her too.
What do you need?
Build up a kiddie farm. I do need to buy a few now. It sucks because I.
What do you mean, no?
What?
You have to send someone.
I'm sorry,
That's
ma'am.
what?
Look, I'm sure he'll turn up.
No, you don't understand. I demand to speak to your superior.
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need.
Well, potions, aren't we? Wow, a lot of money.
You know how to bargain, don't you?
Okay, who just said that about the?
What's going on here?
Oh, General. Beg your pardon. I was just...
A general? Guardians be praised.
I'm
You could do
broke.
something.
I was just telling...
More
Is
excuses.
there any money?
My son, Aston, is in danger and the guard won't send someone to find
Okay.
him.
Ma'am, as I've already told you, that's not something the Royal Army does.
Why do you think your son is in danger?
That foolish boy is always running off to have adventures. It's nonsense, but this last time he waved some strange, dusty amulet in front of my face, which he apparently found here in Greykeep, and that he would use it to save the world with his friends. I forbid him to leave the city, but poof, suddenly he's go-
Hold on. Amulet?
Well, I'm not.
Ancient?
Yes?
You sound concerned, Private.
Well, it's just... Corporal Tahar's channeling amulet disappeared from his former chambers 2 weeks ago.
So,
Hold on. Are you insinuating
Oh,
that my son, stole it?
I'm not insinuating anything, ma'am. However, General Arif, this might be worth looking into. If this really is Tahar's amulet, then it might be of great help in the Wolf Guard's mission.
I don't know what's more shocking. That you refuse to help me until there's the prospect of material gain.
Mr. Hars.
Or that you actually believe that my poor baby stole from the fabled Corporal Tahar. Oh well, I suppose we have to make do with what we have.
Why don't you look for him?
Why don't you look for him yourself if you're so worried?
What kind of question is that? Do I look like I can go traipsing around in the wild?
If you want.
I'm not a warrior, General.
Okay. Adventures does he go on?
When you say adventures, what exactly do you mean?
Well, he fancies himself a hero. Spends all day imagining himself besting monsters rather than focusing on his studies. And then he runs off to do guardians know what.
What does this channel amulet do?
What does this channeling amulet do?
You should probably ask a circle mage about that. The way I understood it, it allowed Tahar to channel energy on the battlefield in order to create a titan.
Oh, so we got titans.
Yes. A projection of his soldiers' spirits is how Circle Mage Undergast called it. Depending on under whose banner he conjured it, it was different. Apparently Tahar found it in some Hibernian ruin. I never saw these titans though, so it might just be hogwash.
Nah, wasn't. Do you know where he went? So this is what we need to do to get titans. Do you know where he went? This is yeah. You know where he went.
Did he say anything about where he was going? Or how he intended to save the world with this artifact?
Well, not really, but he kept talking about a ruin near a mining village. Oh, my poor baby. You'll look for him, right, General? He's a handsome boy, noble face.
I'll find your son, I'll look for it if I have time. This isn't like, yeah, I'll find your son.
Don't worry. I'll find your son and return him to you.
Guardians be praised. Thank you, General. That's a great relief. Tell him to come back to Mama once you found him. I'm sure he already misses me.
How could he?
That was a little bit of a... How couldn't he? Minimal little bit of attack there. I guess we're at 25 minutes, we'll end here, and I guess next episode then we'll attempt the side quest. And then come back and finish chatting with the people and finish what the Queen wants. Like, subscribe. Cheers to everyone. Bye!